right now on 5 on your side at 10.
The break from the excessive heat and humidity continues for Father's Day and Juneteenth celebrations, but not for long, though. More heat and humidity next week.
Penny pinching. Many Americans struggling because of rising inflation. A local nonprofit shares its money tips to make ends meet. Let's get COVID vaccines. When parents can sign up their youngest kids for the shot.
But before we get to those stories, we start with breaking news, an update out of North St. Louis County. In the past half hour, we have learned a total of 4 young people, including 3 teenagers, are now dead after yesterday's home explosion on Parker Road. Those victims have been identified as 17-year-old Christopher Jones, 21-year-old William Jones, 16-year-old Travell Eason, and 18-year-old Demario Cooks. Tonight, investigators are still looking into what caused that explosion. We'll bring you the very latest as soon as we have any updates. But thank you for joining us tonight. I am Sarah Maki. Brent Solomon has the night off. So after years of waiting, kids under the age of 5 can now finally get that COVID vaccine shot. That's after both the CDC and the FDA signed off on Pfizer and Moderna's vaccines. Tonight, our Laura Barczewski talks with parents and a local doctor about this important step to keep young kids safe.
Gur Carr, a mom of 3 little ones, says getting all of her kids vaccinated against COVID-19 has been a priority.
For me as a mom, going out in public, being safe with your kids, that's more important.
Carr says she was able to get her 5-year-old vaccinated just recently.
Now that she's vaccinated, at least with her, we have the peace of mind sending her to preschool. She'll be starting kindergarten, so there's a peace of mind, definitely.
Now that the CDC and FDA have given emergency authorization for kids 6 months and up to get either a Pfizer or Moderna COVID-19 shot, moms like Carr and Brandy Smith say they're going to get their children under 5 vaccinated right away so their kids can truly be kids.
For a while, it was just kind of ghost townish everywhere, and everybody was just scared. So, yeah, definitely. Because they like to go outside, especially this one.
For little AJ, this is important to him so he can get out this summer.
Go to the park with my friends.
Dr. Farrah Gray says illness always spreads quickly through kids, making vaccinations so important now that transmission of COVID-19 has gone up.
Their immune system may not be, as strong as us adults are, because as adults, we've already seen flus and, other viruses.
Dr. Gray says parents should add this to the list of vaccines kids will need to get and recommend discussing it with their own pediatrician.
The benefits definitely outweigh the complications and things that may happen with COVID, and we don't want that for our children. So I think more than anything, we've seen that it is benefiting our children.
Reporting in St. Louis, Laura Barczewski, 5 on your side.
Well, we certainly hope AJ gets to go to the park with his friends. The CDC says kids under 5 years of age could get a COVID-19 shot as early as this coming week, and they recommend checking with your local pediatrician about availability. Well, new tonight, a possible case of monkeypox has made its way all the way to Missouri. The Kansas City and Missouri Health Department officials say that the case is a Kansas City resident who traveled out of state recently. The health department is now considering this a probable case until the CDC labs can give them some final confirmation. Investigators are trying to figure out if that patient may have been in contact with anyone else while infected. Inflation is at the highest it has been at since the 1980s, and families are trying to figure out just how to pay the bills as prices keep going up. Tonight, our Ryan Henson talks to a North County nonprofit with some advice for struggling families, so see if any of this might help you and your budget.
Nowadays, the cost of everything going up overnight. Housing, food, gas. With fuel up 107% since last year, many families forced to make tough decisions.
It's about how much can I buy? I got to really see how I can stretch my dollars, and it's really concerning. And then if we go into a recession and we start seeing some job losses like seem to be predicted, we know that's going to be a lot of our folks are losing their income.
Chris Krameyer is the CEO of Beyond Housing, a North St. Louis County-based nonprofit that focuses on building strong communities. Krameyer says when inflation goes up, it's typically the poor who pays more.
What we saw through COVID is through some of the stimulus money, folks got a little bit of extra, And actually salaries did go up a little bit on the bottom end. Well, that buying power is now all lost because of inflation.
His organization serves up to 15,000 St. Louisans. Kremer says anything families have saved during COVID is now gone. He fears that eviction, unemployment, and other problems are right around the corner.
But we're really saying you really got to sharpen your pencil now. You really got to make some tough choices, regrettably, to make sure you're spending your money wisely, you're saving as much as you can, you're preparing for what's around the corner.
He urges folks to create a budget and stick to it. Try the 50-30-20 rule as a simple trick. Allow 50% of your income for needs, 30% for wants, and 20% for savings and debt repayment. Ryan Henson, 5 on your side.
Well, let's get a check on those gas prices. Everyone's still talking about it. According to AAA, the price is down tonight. The national average is $4.99, which is just below that $5 mark. In Missouri, though, it is $4.67. Illinois, $5.52. This weekend, Pride celebrations are underway across the country. Festivities continue today with a parade for the annual Stonewall Columbus Pride March and Festival. People lined up in the streets holding flags and driving in cars representing the colors of the LGBTQIA+ flag. This year's theme is set to show that pride belongs to the people. It is the first time in 3 years that this event has been in person because of COVID-19. And people all across St. Louis are celebrating Juneteenth this weekend. The holiday commemorates the end of slavery. 5 on your side's Travis Cummings shows us how some are honoring that historic moment 150 years later.
Take a look behind me. You see these folks dancing, enjoying music in each other's companies. That's what the slaves did when they were freed in 1865. Juneteenth has grew larger and larger each year since then.
The beat of the drums echo loudly in Delmar Loop, intertwined with the rhythm of African dance. Tunes you'll catch at the family cookout.
This is just not some fly-by-night holiday. You know, that this is a holiday that should be celebrated.
Pink and green meets the Pan-African flag. Alpha Kappa Alpha's Omicron Eta Omega chapter taking to the market in the Loop a day ahead of Juneteenth to celebrate, but to also educate people about the day when enslaved African Americans learned of their freedom in 1865. The sorority's inception not too removed from modern slavery.
You know, 20 like-minded young women on the campus of Howard University had an idea. You know, they wanted to bring the black community together and promote harmony and unity. And so we've been doing that since 1908.
Downtown, state and city leaders feast for a different kind of freedom.
We're trying to bring attention to the fact that, hey, these are great careers and you serve your community when you become a first responder.
Missouri has 35% less of the workforce needed when it comes to first responders. The national average sits at 25. Compensation, training time, and the pandemic are factors. The St. Louis Black Chiefs Officer Committee wants to see better.
With scholarships for EMT school, scholarships for paramedic school, and also scholarships for the fire academy. So to help assist take the financial burden off of people so they can get this training and get these career jobs.
Both groups congregating for change and a better future. Travis Cummings, 5 on your side.
As the former St. Louis Board of Aldermen president faces federal charges, we're learning more about who is now trying to fill his empty seat. Our Folds of Honor campaign is underway, benefiting the families of fallen service members. Take a look at how the campaign got started.
Enjoy the cool night tonight and more comfortable air because more heat along with increasing humidity make a comeback next week. I'll have the numbers coming up.
We are back with some breaking news just into our newsroom. We have learned that a 14-year-old has been shot and killed in North St. Louis. It happened around 8 tonight near North 14th and Cochran Place. The 14-year-old girl was shot and taken to the hospital where she later died. Police have not released any other information about the shooting or if they are searching for the shooter. The race for the Board of Aldermen on the St. Louis president, it heats up now. At least 2 current board members are ready to face off. Megan Green and Jack Kotar say that they will both run following former President Lewis Reed's indictment and resignation. Reed and 2 other former aldermen, Jeffrey Boyd and John Collins Muhammad, are facing federal fraud and bribery charges. The election to fill Reed's seat will likely be this November. Workers at 3 St. Louis area Starbucks have voted to unionize. That's according to our partners at the St. Louis Business Journal. These votes happened this week for employees at stores on Hampton Avenue and Kings Highway in the city, plus the Lindbergh location in Ladue. A push for Starbucks workers to unionize started last year. Locations in Buffalo, New York were the first to file for their representation. Since then, workers at more than 150 locations have followed suit. Just a few hours ago, a home caught fire in Sunset Hills, causing some serious damage. Multiple crews responded to the fire on Caddyshack Circle. It was so big, it even damaged the home next door. No injuries were reported, and luckily everyone was able to get out safely. But now they're looking at the cause of the fire. It's under investigation.
And we, Sarah, have a beautiful Sunday. It's comfortable, low humidity, but look how hot it is in Minneapolis, 98, Dallas, 95. That heat's coming back. We'll talk about it coming up.
Welcome back. Today we learned about a big change coming to schools across the country. A federal waiver that gives kids free school lunches is now going to expire at the end of the month. The program started at the beginning of the pandemic in March 2020. Now, if these waivers do end, experts say that families already struggling with high prices are going to lose access to meals for their kids. The USDA has asked Congress to take action and to extend them. Well, 5 on Your Side is teaming up with Schnucks again this year to help send the families of fallen heroes and injured service members to college. Now, in order to understand what Folds of Honor is all about, we want to introduce you to the man behind the mission. Here is Michelle Lee.
Lieutenant Colonel Dan Rooney is one of a kind, a fighter pilot in the military and a golf pro, traveling the country drumming up support for his nonprofit Folds of Honor. Rooney's mission started in 2007. He was on a flight that carried the remains of a soldier back from war. That soldier's 4-year-old son was waiting for his dad.
You knew he didn't understand the finality of what had just happened in his life.
Born out of that tragedy, Folds of Honor has been honoring the sacrifices of our military members ever since. To date, it's awarded nearly 35,000 scholarships. We met Lieutenant Colonel Rooney in 2018 when the Schnucks Folds of Honor campaign got its start.
Pure good in life is doing something for someone and never expecting a thank you or anything in return.
Over the next few weeks, you can join the mission. Every time you shop at Schnucks, simply round up at the register. It's easy. Just round up your purchase to the nearest dollar. 91% of all of the money raised for the organization goes to help fund scholarships.
Pennies will turn into tens of thousands of dollars. You'll go to Schnucks, you'll round up, and you'll change a life.
Michelle Lee, 5 on Your Side.
Well, get this, Schnucks has already contributed $4 million to Folds of Honor in the past 4 years. You can help by rounding up at the register through July 4th. 5 on Your Side is a proud partner of that campaign. Earlier today, people were outside in Maryland Heights enjoying the nice weather and celebrating Asian culture. I want you to check this out. This was at the annual Gateway Dragon Boat Festival at Creve Coeur Lake. Check out all of the colorful dragon boats and all of the work that they're doing out there. These teams are racing as part of an ancient Chinese tradition. Other performances centered around Asian heritage like the dragon and lion dance. And of course, it was a beautiful day. We got one more coming. Perfect timing, Jim Castillo, because I know a lot of people are going to want to be out at the grill for Juneteenth and for Father's Day. So you're bringing us some good news.
Yeah, right at the perfect time of Saturday and Sunday, low humidity. And we're so lucky, Sarah, because here's the front. On this side of the front, it's still very hot and humid. That includes our friends and family in Kansas City and also Springfield. And then, of course, in St. Louis, look at this temperature right now. Wow, 74 degrees. Chicago at 59. Yeah, it's actually cool up there. And tonight's lows around the St. Louis area, especially outside of the city, in the 50s. There are thunderstorms out ahead of that front, but that's not anywhere near us. So why did these heat waves form and also these domes of high pressure? The jet stream's way up here, the U.S.-Canadian border, and of course high pressure develops, and it's going to do it again as we head into this week. So what happens? Well, we heat up as the air sinks in high pressure, and as it does that, it just really gets hot. And so especially Monday, but low humidity Monday, but highs still well into the 90s. And then by Tuesday, we're close to 100 with that humidity returning. All right, 86 degrees was a high today, 72 for the overnight low, and no precip today. And look at this temperature. Enjoy. 74 degrees, feels like 74 because that humidity, it was in the 30% range today. 41 right now, 41%. Dew point 49, east wind at about 6 miles an hour. And temperatures right now, a lot of us dropping into the 60s. Here's that heat, again, right along that front. So it's just to the west of us. So we are absolutely, like Sarah was talking about, lucking out for tonight with lows in the 50s to near 60 degrees and highs tomorrow for Father's Day and Juneteenth in the 80s still. Close to 90, but still in the 80s. All right, 60 tonight, and then there it is. High pressure, warm, a beautiful Sunday with plenty of sunshine. And of course, as we check out the numbers here, and I'll walk over to the desk, we have temperatures in the low to mid 80s, maybe upper 80s around St. Louis, but plenty of sunshine and perfect for Father's Day. And the futurecast, not much going on. I'd say a better chance of showers and storms in the 10-day forecast for Wednesday. Really a spotty chance then. It's Thursday, a better chance of showers and storms. But look how hot it gets. 87 tomorrow, 94 on Monday, Tuesday 100. And summer begins at 4:13 a.m. just in time for more heat and humidity to return.
4:13, but who's counting down, right?
I know.
Yeah, because it's going to be hot and it's going to stay hot.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Jim. Well, we do have Hannah in here with some other good news because we just had a really good night for the Cardinals today.
Absolutely. They were hot at the plate. I don't know what the weather was like in Boston, but that's where they were. They were making a statement at the plate, and one St. Louis native is shining in the College World Series. Coming up next in sports.
5 on your side, we are always streaming. You can catch our newscasts, weather, and top stories at any time. Just download 5 Plus for free on Roku and Fire TV.
The Cardinals remain atop the NL Central as they continue their road trip in Boston. Let's head to Fenway Park where they have a chance to even the series tonight. Dakota Hudson with the start on the mound and the Cardinals with a 3-1 lead in the 4th, and the real fun begins. Nolan Gorman leads them off by hitting one deep to add another home run to his major league stat sheet. Top of the 6th inning, and this time it's Tyler O'Neill joining in on the fun. It's not far off from the last home run, a solo shot to give the Cardinals a 5-2 lead. Same inning, bases loaded. Tommy Edman hits one up the middle, driving in 2 to make it a 7-2 ball game, and the Red Sox can't get out of this inning. They struggle. Paul Goldschmidt solidifies the win here, cracking his bat, driving in 2 more as the Cardinals win big, 11-2 tonight. Redbird rookies to the field today for the Cardinals Care Softball Clinic at Harris-Stowe State University. USA softball instructors were on hand with the goal of equipping and mentoring athletes on and off the field.
It was a big opportunity for me as well. It's a big opportunity for the girls to work with us, but it's just as much of an opportunity for me to work with them. And I think that being able to see the light on their faces just from being out here with each other and being able to get the opportunity from the Cardinals with this organization, it's great.
Some college baseball now. Ole Miss facing Auburn in the College World Series with the St. Louis Stars shining today. Rebels with the 2-run lead. O'Fallon, Missouri native Kevin Graham at the plate, and he rips one to left field, and this ball is out of there. A home run for the Westminster Christian grad as Ole Miss wins 5-1 to get its first opening round win in program history since 1956. Today, the Demetrius Johnson Charity Foundation hosted the 8th annual HBCU Football Combine at Gateway STEM. It's a chance for players to be seen by college coaches, giving them the chance to earn a scholarship. Johnson says the best part is that it's free for players and families who may not be able to afford an opportunity like this otherwise.
And with the price of gas, inflation, groceries, everything, a lot of these parents can't afford to send these kids here to an opportunity to get a free evaluation. That's what makes this thing so special, so important. These coaches come, participate, and it's free. And guess what? You can take that $100 that you got to put in the camp and put it in your grocery or put it in your gas tank. And I mean, it's wonderful. And I'm blessed and thankful that we can do it.
Oakville native Pat Maroon and the Lightning facing Colorado in Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals tonight, and this was all Avs. Darren Helm with a shot to give Colorado a 5-0 lead to end the second period, and it only got worse. Tampa on the power play in the third, but you wouldn't know it. Cale Makar scores one shorthanded as the Avs win 7-0 to take a 2-game series lead. It was a tough day at the U.S. Open as well, where only 7 golfers scored under par and only 10 had as good a score as even. Will Zalatoris and Matt Fitzpatrick will tee off on Sunday as co-leaders at 4 under. Former Illini Nick Hardy finished 3 over at 10th. Mizzou grad Hayden Buckley is tied for 11th. Marquette grad Chris Nagel finished in a tie for 58th after barely making the cut after the second round. And the final round is on 5 on Your Side tomorrow afternoon. And I will say, fun fact really quick, the St. Louis Blues, the only team to now win a game against the Colorado Avalanche in the playoffs.
Still.
Yep.
Interesting. Well, we bring the heat, and we will in a couple of days. Jim Castillo.
But tonight it is nice and cool, 50s outside of the city and near 60 in the city. Enjoy that. Highs tomorrow mainly in the 80s.
Well, that does it for 5 on Your Side at 10. Saturday Night Live, of course, next. And then don't forget Weekend Tissel tomorrow morning starting at 6 a.m. Thanks, everyone, for joining us.